because I think the gospel is all about forgiveness. And if people have read Phoebe, they'll remember that it was a really key theme in Phoebe as well. And it reveals to you what I think is the underpinning of pretty much the gospel and God's message of love to us, is that forgiveness is the most radical teaching that comes from the gospels. Our forgiveness of ourselves for things that we've done wrong, forgiveness of other people and how tricky it is, and how actually simply living a life of forgiveness is, in my view, a lot of our calling as Christians, to recognize that we can be forgiven for the past, that sometimes our stories about ourselves in the past are not completely true, and trying to find ways in which we understand where the truth really lies, and then to inhabit forgiveness in that way. But then also to recognize that God forgives us, but also calls us to forgive other people. You know, that line in the Lord's Prayer, which we say day in, day out, and causes a tremor in me every time I stop and think about it. Forgive us our sins as we forgive others. And that whole dynamic in Christian faith about recognizing that we are forgiven, but also that calls us to forgive other people. But the journey of forgiving other people is one of the hardest things we'll be asked to do. It's really easy for us to say, oh, just forgive. As though there's a switch that you flick and you go, right, forgiven now. And recognizing that forgiveness is a lifelong task.